Okay, there we go. Hello. Sorry, it took me a little bit. I was pulling up the character that I was going to be drawing today. So, it took me a couple minutes just to get everything set up for myself. But let me go ahead and make sure that my chat's available to me so I can see. Excuse me. I've got some updated graphics that I'm very excited about, and everything's been put together, so. The first things first, I need to kind of update a design here. Just a little bit of an update. Well, I can do work on that while taking care of this. So let's go ahead and get my thumbnail in here. And I need to be able to put two characters together. If it's too big and the way that this is shaped not how I'm liking. Okay. The idea, right, is to have one character here, one character, bring them a little bit closer together. He's like legitimately a full head shorter than her. It's very cute, actually, in my opinion. I want almost, I think they should be. So the biggest thing, right, is the fact that she is actually like the muscular, right? She is. I want to kind of emphasize her hips, and I want to emphasize. I want to emphasize her hips, and I want to emphasize her height. Meanwhile, I want him because he's actually supposed to be the hero of the story. Hero, quote unquote. So the idea in these two characters that I always found really fun was actually their dichotomy. Like the way that they respond and interact with the world is what I found the most interesting about them. Um, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I want to do anyway. Because he didn't want to do this. Meanwhile, she did. She was really excited about the prospects and thought that it was so cool that all of this was happening. And yes, they have real dangers going on in the world that could tear them apart, but there are so much more interesting and cool things going on. This is, as I said, this is just one of the things that I absolutely adore doing. I also like having big, strong female character with while still strong male character, um, not as strong. Almost want also. I need to turn him more this way because I'd like for him to be where his chest is right here. So it's almost almost a portrait. You see, and his character. Okay, so here's a big thing. These characters, I need to think real quick because I wonder if I actually have them, like their stuff up. 1 second, I'm curious. I'll go ahead and look. Also, yes, all of my channel stuff. Oh shit, it's not showing. What? 1 second. Make sure. Why is my Wacom 1 not? There it goes. Okay. Should be under my original art. It's not under character lineup. This is an old reference for a different character. A redesign of a different character. He wound up getting beefed up a bit, this character did. He is also a lot taller than a lot of people assume he is, which is absolutely hilarious to me because he's a mage and people think mages are weak and puny, and yeah, anyway. I gotta close that because that's not it. I wonder where it is. I know I did it a while back. It's his redesign. Ah, here they are, I think. I'm pretty sure. No, these are the twins. Not the right one either. Okay. My goodness, where are they? I'm not finding it, which is concerning. I know I have it somewhere on here. She did an update to their design. It might be under sale, since I do have a lot of stuff under her. There we go, there's Cooper. There they are, okay. So these are the two characters in question. And I have them both. aware of that because I don't want to have any content censoring. I'm gonna copy these now. Actually, I want to first... Here we go. Cooper was pretty much done for a while. I had zero issues with Cooper. Cooper is a pretty standard character for me. And see, there he is with his axe. He is a woodcutter. That's legitimately his job. It's what he does. And he's good at it. However, Asa is a satyr. She's very different to everything in his life. And that's the big difference between the two of them. And that's the thing that I personally have a lot of fun with and want to kind of try and angle on. She's a lot. She winds up taking his axe at one point in the story. That chest is way too far down. It should be about there, I think. And then I need to make that lower because it goes... should be about here and pulls up, I think. It should be going kind of low. Does she... I will admit, one thing that always gives me trouble is her legs. I can... Drawing these legs is such a disaster. Like 90% of the time, it is such a disaster. And you have, like, it's that there, like, for the kneecap, and then you have, like, this bit. And you have... right? Like, something like that, at the very least. How do I know that's balanced? It does not look balanced in my brain. I feel like I need to pull it back further. It also feels like it's way too fucking thick. I do not care about the box right now. Might need to be a little thinner. Especially considering maybe I can actually maybe do, no, it would be better if I had like a, but I almost want to do that, right? Or you can see it in the back too. I think that kind of looks cool. But that means that I need to shift this position slightly. Like, not completely, but slightly. So let's go ahead and actually do that. Cut that. Good. Yay. Okay. Okay. Like, see, I didn't actually have to change all that much. The biggest difference that I had to do... Actually, I'm going to just delete this box right here. This is a thumbnail, right? Like, everyone understands this is my thumbnailing. Then I'm going to make it bigger later. Yeah, but okay. She has longer arms, which is something to always note, is that her arms are actually not fully proportional, right? Like, they're just not. And then I want her to be holding his axe, so I want you to be able to see about Asa is probably one of my both favorite and least favorite characters for multiple reasons. I love her to death because of the type of character that she is. She is very much so the type of character that I had to learn to write, and because of that, she holds like a very dear place in my heart, because I can't imagine myself now not being able to write her. And she helped me learn so much. It's really cool. I said I adore her. But in that same breath, right? I'm trying to think, how long is her hair again? Ah, yeah, it goes past her butt. Ah, of course you do. Of course your hair goes past your butt. Means I cover up all of the shit that I just worked on. Like with the other stuff, I just make it a lighter color so that if I need any of those details later, I can bring them. she's also, by the way, not dumb. She understands completely people's want for her to have clothes on. She understands it. Okay? Like, she's not one of those characters who's like, what? You wear clothing? Ah. No. I specifically did not want her to be like that. No, she understands why people not from her tribe want her to wear clothing. She just does not like to wear clothing. And as such, she complains about it. And she talks about how it is so restrictive and how it frustrates her. But she doesn't ever not do it just because she thinks that it's stupid or anything like that. She also, however, finds it slightly hypocritical, I will say. Because what winds up happening, right? People look at her when she's wearing her poncho, right? And they don't say anything. They think that she's fully dressed. And she's kind of like, I am not wearing pants. Like, I'm not wearing this one article of clothing that you all test is absolutely necessary, but because my legs don't conform to the same waist yours do, you are claiming that there is, like, that it's fine. So why, if my body, like, if it's not all the same as yours and you understand that fact, then why do you still have such an issue with my choices? It's her own personal beliefs on the matter, you know? And it's, as I said, I at the very least find it a lot of fun and a lot of interest in writing her. Legs need to be, like I said, like twice as long. There we go. Oh, I think that's good there. Let me turn around. The other side, you have Cooper. Cooper is a wood carver. He does a lot of work on a farm. He is a very how to explain this? He's a very strong physical character, but he also has probably the most emotional. Like, he is the emotional person in the group. He is. Cooper is the one who will look at someone and will empathize and sincerely want to be there for that person. No matter what they've done, no matter who they are, no matter what situation they've been through, which is why he's why he is essentially the main protagonist of the book. And as I said, he's one of my favorite characters for that because of how open he is to everyone. However, the issue is that the reason he is alive, and he learns this later due to, and it's not a spoiler because it happens pretty early on and explained pretty early on, but he is alive due to the fact that destiny, quote unquote, predetermined him capable of handling everyone else's shit. And he does not like that fact. He learns it and he gets super irritated by it and, like, extremely forwardly angry by it. Because, yeah, he can handle these people's stuff. He's never saying he can't. More, he feels now obligated to, and he has to take on this responsibility for the rest of the world, and he doesn't feel that that's a fair thing to have given him without any question, without any asking, because it's taking away any and all of his own, like, personality, choices, thoughts. And that gets brought up later because of the next pair that we're going to be dealing with after this. Yes, next pair. I'm trying to draw these guys in pairs because if I ever draw just one, I never wind up drawing the others. So I need to draw, you see, all 6 of them. He is fully proportional to his body type. He has almost like, and this is a little bit of a joke to me, he is supposed to be a very basic template, and the reason for that, it's very easy for me to draw him, and B, he's supposed to almost be like the not like that. I need him to be a little bit more scrinkly in the back here. Okay. Okay, there we go. But we see also. Oh, okay. I wanna. Yes. It's a lily. Okay. Let's go here. I think I need to tilt his head a little bit further down because I almost want him to be the reverse of her, where she's looking up, he's looking down. So the biggest thing that's, I think, the difference is I've also learned how to kind of like expand a lot of my faces, right? So that's going to be the big thing here, is that I'm hopeful that I can actually, you know, draw his ethnicity instead of just putting on a bunch of typical features, stuff that I draw for all of my other characters. Is it bad that you is it bad that you look at some of your old art and you're like, I think I've gotten worse at drawing this thing specifically? Yeah, because I think I've gotten worse at drawing shoes. I never do studies of shoes. Like, my shoes look fine, and then anytime I try to put them on a character, it's like all of those things that you thought you learned. Nope, throw them away. Didn't work. What? Okay, there we go. There's the characters. Asa and Cooper. Cool. They're done. Now, the two characters that are next on the chopping block are the two easiest characters for me because I love them to death and I've drawn them recently. So, Aline and Sael. Go ahead and come here. Aline and Sael are a vampire and they're a vampire and an angel, obviously, if you can't tell by here. Sael is probably one of my oldest characters. No, she is my oldest character. She, next to Aesop, is my oldest character. Make a folder. I'm going to say Asa, Coop. It's these two. That's the reference. Over here. New folder, and this is going to be Sael and Aline. So the biggest thing to note, actually, is that Aline has not grown currently. And, oh, I will also say, Sael is not attracted to Aline sexually and, like, not even really romantically yet. Their girlfriends dynamic that I've drawn a lot about and joked a lot about because I have it over here. Once I get it, if I can pull it up, yeah. Girlfriends. This dynamic doesn't actually start until way later. It actually starts out with Aline being attracted to Sael, and Sael kind of just brushing her off. Because originally, for Sael, she had believed that Aline would get together with Cooper. Incorrectly, but believed it nonetheless. And their interactions just kept going on, and Aline is actually the person who teaches Sael probably the most. Just why later down the line they get together. Way later down the line they get together. But the major reason why I'm always very hesitant, while Aline is about 17 years old, that's why I'm hesitant. Aline is 17. Sael is close to about 100. And I have to, like, put an emphasis on Sael, especially in this story. Her emotions are very bland and difficult to process for her. Also, this is, as I said, this whole situation gets resolved when Aline A becomes a vampire and B lives for about 200 to 300 years without seeing Sael, and then they actually see each other again, and they start talking and interacting again, and that's when things happen. That is specifically when things happen, because I refuse to let Sael get together with a flippin' teenager. No. Bad. But yeah, that's her. I love them, though. I do sincerely love them, which I think is what makes it worse, is that I like their characters and their dynamics. So we have the first group. Oh yeah, I can do that, can I? Because that's when, yeah, okay. I think actually I'll focus on these two right now. As much as I love and I would love to draw Sael again, I want to draw these two because if I draw Sael and Aline, I will not want to draw anyone else. So, Aline, Sarek, Asa, and Cooper get their chance. They get it. There we go. Okay. So it's been about 45 minutes. I am a little bit like parched. I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and actually go on a small break, just so that I can grab a snack, grab a drink, and when I get back, I'll continue on this and I'll get this working. Okay. It'll be about 15 minutes, I think, in total. Alrighty. Okay. Um. Oh shoot. Of course. Alright, there we go. Okay, pop that back up. That's back. Let's go here. Okay. We're back in place. As I said, I was just taking a little bit of a break so I could grab something to snack on. I realized I hadn't eaten all day. Like the dumbass I am. And so I just needed a little bit of, just a little bit of a snack. Work on Asa first. Move that a little bit further down because I have. I could do that actually. Bad idea. Okay. I think I need to go into a little more detail on the arms. So for right now, I actually want to do a horn. Because, gotta get horny, ladies. Hey, there's a lovely horn. Hey, nice of you to join up again. Good to see you though, Lucky. Thank you for popping in. Alright, there we go. Kind of, yeah. I finally actually just got all of my stuff set up, so. I've got my breakup, I've got my starting screen up correctly, and everything's set, so. Whoop. Come on. Thank you. Also testing to see if my computer can handle this much. Okay. Like, really what I wish if I were doing like a full flagship, since I'm a pretty small person, I if I was doing an actual full flagship, I would like to do like a small animation for it, of which I've only recently started working on doing animation, and so that would take me a hot minute, so this is really just me getting all my stuff put together, you know? Actually, this shouldn't be leaning into that. It should be down. That's a good question. I'd probably have it be something along the lines of from the wings in the back kind of pulling back to reveal the design. But I nope. That's too much for me. And I am also not going to underpay someone to do it for me, because if I were going to pay someone for animation, whew, I am going to give them money. Kind of the same thought of why I'm actually using a PNG tuber right now instead of a VTube model, because I can do this myself. Meanwhile, I don't currently have the skills in live cubism to, you know, make a full VTuber model. Otherwise, I'd definitely be doing that. Gosh, I really need to redo that arm just slightly so I can get a better idea of how it looks. So why don't I do that now? Go here. Like yeah. So we have that. Go here. No, as said, I probably for the animation do something along the lines of have it either fly in or bringing the wings, kind of like a pull back like a curtain. Something kind of just fun. And how I know I watch too much YouTube content, or have been rewatching too much of Ninja Ninja, kind of like Ray, kind of like there is a thing called Cookie Run, kind of like a Cookie Run animatic, like whenever they show off their avatar reveals of like the different cookies you can get, something like that, you know? Nothing super fancy, but a little bit fancier than what I did, which was legitimately just start the stream. Oh no. God, no. I tried. I actually, okay, so this is the awful part about me. I've tried getting into Cookie Run. I just could never do it. Too, like, there's too much time wasted. Now, Baldur's Gate 3, that's a game I can get. Oh god. Yeah, on this computer, it would crash everything. If I took all of my setup over to my gaming laptop on the other hand, not gaming laptop, excuse me, gaming PC on the other hand, I could probably get away with it. Um, the real issue would actually just be literally just transferring all of my materials over to that PC. I could also technically, I do have a camcorder. I could also technically just stream it off of my Steam Deck to this computer here, but the quality off of a Steam Deck onto a computer is really bad. The Steam Deck can like handle it at its lowest quality setting almost. It's like that middle ground between really bad and okay. So I I'm thinking about that actually. That might not be a bad idea. I could probably transfer a lot of my assets over onto a Google Drive folder and like send that over to the PC that I work on, that I game on, excuse me. But I'd have to probably update a couple of my assets. I'd have to update this PNG. I probably would shift it over to like a controller, holding a controller instead of holding a pen, you know? I could probably get away with it. I just have to actually put in the time to do it, you know? Which is now giving me a goal because being able to actually sit back and not have to think about like a whole piece or composition to do for a stream would be very nice. Which, by the way, here's the other half of it. Maybe something about this hair. She has too much hair. Always gets in the way. Oh, she is close to about 6'8". 6'8" to 7 foot tall. She is big. Like, one second, I can pull up, is it this one? No, that's not it. Okay. That's Aline. That's... Dude. Go away. I don't want to see Aline. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Not including horns. These are their basic designs. Asa and Coop. Or Cooper. So that's their height difference. Or close, they're pretty close for height difference. She is supposed to be 6'8", not including horns, and he's supposed to be, I think he's supposed to be closer to like 6'2", 6'1", like not pretty tall in comparison to most people. But yeah, that's these two, and that's the two I'm drawing right now. She is a fawn in my version of fawns. Okay. That needs to be a little thicker then, yeah. Okay. So, the biggest difference in my version of fawn, well, a couple things. One, as commented before, the height, they're extremely tall. Very, very tall. for what most people consider fawns or satyrs to be like. The second thing is that they are most teeth to... Did it crash? Showing it's still going on my end. Oh no. Did it? Showing me it's going. Yeah, okay. Thought so. I was about to send a message to like try reloading the page. This is your tech support. Go ahead and reload the page for me, please. Yeah. That's the major difference, is that they are carnivorous, or mostly carnivorous, and height, and well, they have very sharp teeth. Like, you don't want to be caught alone in the woods with one of my satyrs. They have a penchant for doing not so great things, especially to humans. They actually don't like humans very much, for weirdly similar reasons to the other satyrs, who people write like not liking humans because of like pollution and all the rest of it. It's for similar reasoning, except it's for overhunting and causing extinction in certain animal groups because, well, they eat them. They need it for food. But the idea behind these two, they were partnered together due to an outside force coming in, and both of them being opposed to it. Both sides being opposed to it, and they agreed to help each other. That's the reason why they are fully interacting with each other, actually. Otherwise, this group probably wouldn't ever have found each other, so. I'm debating on whether I want to do, like, small bits of fur poking out here. So I was thinking about it before and I wasn't positive. I think I'll leave that there. We'll see. Like that, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad. The outside force is yeah, it's a king that has started collecting certain other races and has said about like a force going through and like collecting multiple of them. They don't seem to know the common cause originally of why these specific people out of these races, because it's not all of them. He's not like hurting all of the satyrs or all of the dwarves or all of the elementals. He's not doing that. He is grabbing and hoarding a certain amount of people out of that group. And nobody knows why that common occurrence is, but they're not happy with it. They're very not happy with it. And it got to the point where Cooper was originally supposed to be taken, but his father fought against it and wound up dying. So Cooper got very invested in this person not being allowed to continue with whatever he was doing. Meanwhile, Asa lost her sister, and it's a lot of fun. It's a cool, at the very least, I found it a lot of fun to work on, right? Cooper, after his father dies, runs into the forest. His father, who has made a very loose agreement with the satyrs that so long as he respects their forest and doesn't go hunting specifically in their forest, they leave him alone. And because he's a woodcutter, so part of his big business is actually by going into the forest owned by the satyrs and being able to collect firewood and other sorts of materials from there. But with his father dying, well, his father dead, Cooper goes to the forest and hope to find someone who would give him answers on why the king decided to kill his father, of which he doesn't know at that time that the real reason why he was killed was because they were looking for him. But yeah. The satyr brings up the fact that they're taking random people, and they were probably looking for someone, and his father probably knew who that person was. It's not going to be until later that he gets to learn that it was himself, because that's going to be a fun detail. And of course, there's also the whole Destiny's Child angle of it for a different character. You should do it on the full of the back leg, actually. So I'm gonna do that. Editing layer. Get really gory. There are a few battles and war that does happen, and a specific character does wind up getting their head chopped off. So I say yes, tentatively. Um, I don't go into like explicit graphic detail with it, so it's like yes, technically the concept of losing one's head is very gory, but I don't detail it. So yeah. Can you tell who chops off the head by this one pose? Um, yeah, fair enough. So I guess no, since I don't go into detail. I don't like going into detail on gore, mostly just because uh where I can definitely show the viscera of it. The idea behind the story is a lot less focused on like the bloodshed and awfulness of it, and the much more of the camaraderie and the togetherness of the characters, like coming together and defeating a force, you know, and the breaking of expectations. No, they don't wind up returning to war. The big fight actually happens against the king when they discover the actual reason why he's been collecting people. Um, they wind up finding out the reason why, and they get it's a it's not a great reason. Um, and they wind up agreeing to all go up against the king to take care of their common foe, and afterwards they return to a sort of truce. They keep their general truce up and kind of try and build a better relationship with each other, because that's part of the idea of the story is the relationships with one another, how we build them, how we keep them, and how we maintain them, and the expectation versus reality. So, for example, this character explicitly is very not warmongering, but very much so one who condones in physical acts to resolve a need. She will, if the need arises, absolutely butcher people with zero hesitation. In comparison, Cooper is a lot more into the idea of, hey, why don't we just talk to the people? You know, try and resolve our issues. But it's also like asking the question of, why is she like that? What did she have to do in her past that made her like that? And how much did she lose before she actually became like? See, I need to make sure that this axe is actually his height for an axe also. 1 second. Okay, so let's make sure, because it goes to about here on him. Let's go a little higher up, so about here. Wow. Okay. Okay, good. I was correct about the size of the axe. I'm happy about that. A little smaller just for ease. And then I'll go here, because I can edit this now. If I have the general size of the handle down. Because that's going to be tilted at an angle. Pretty sure. I think I want to actually go here real quick. Go here. That, and then I make that a little bit lighter. Whoop! I did not need that. You need to look up an axe though real quick, because I wonder... Close that, close you. I did not detail it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want to do... An airship. It would most likely be a mix of magic and air elementals. So, I have elementals in my world, as in general. The elementals are able to fly and are able to interact with the air. So it depends on which elemental you're talking with. But the ones who would probably be able to run an airship the easiest would be the air elementals, just because they would be able to essentially keep the airship afloat the easiest. Otherwise, though, I would say it would probably be done by magic, which is a very vague answer. And honestly, that's like it's one of those things of it. It sounds bad because magic can be anything, but I could see it being done by a magic produced by an air elemental being made to help rocketeer the ships up into the sky. Granted, I don't have airships in my world, so because everything I kind of keep much more how to say, I have it a lot more in general, like fantasy. Yeah, magic. Magic is such a vague cop out answer, but it's what I got. I said I don't have airships. The closest equivalent I have. Let me see. What is the closest equivalent I have to an airship? We do have armed carriages, which is so their carriages are essentially these big mechanical constructs that have been built by a mix of earth elementals and dwarves, and they have the ability to manipulate the carriage into being able to fold up slowly piece by piece and into like a small box that you can carry around with you. They're extremely expensive, but that's the closest I can think of as like an airship, quote unquote. But it's not it doesn't fly. It just folds up into a box and it's a carriage. So magic works typically in you power crystals with a certain element, and when that element has been powered, when that element has been fully like taken care of in that crystal, you're able to use the crystal to kind of manipulate that element in certain ways until it's completely drained from the crystal. So the elementals are extremely important in being able to use magic. So almost anyone can use it. It has to be the elemental charging that crystal. Let's see. And yes, this means that you can, if say you had either two crystals, or you could kind of combine the charging effects of a fire to water crystal to make steam, or to do other sorts of interactions like that between them all. You can do that. It all would technically work. I would have to actually look it a lot more into that, but that was the general consensus and the idea whenever I first built it. I don't really explore it all too much. I am also, though, 100% going to admit I am a character designer first, and I had the world, not the world idea, I had the character idea and their story, and then I built a world. So, I will fully admit that. Go here. New layer. No, elementals aren't impossible to kill, but they are extremely difficult to kill. Since they are part of nature itself, so long as they're within that nature, they would be able to survive. However, if you were to say, take a water elemental and constrain them into a metal room, they would eventually perish because they wouldn't be able to fully sustain themselves. If you were to take a fire elemental and you were to do a similar type of concept, right? What do you do to kill fire? You suffocate it. You make sure it doesn't have any access to elements. You dump water on it, and you keep it in a place where it can't contain itself. So it's like that. The hardiest elemental is Earth. Earth is still killable, but it's very difficult to do so. Yeah. There's only one thing that is technically immortal, and it's not even actually immortal. That gets found out later, but there's only one thing like it. Yes, elementals are motivated beings. They are fully conscious, they are fully aware, and they can be fully motivated into someone's cause or someone's beliefs, depending on the elemental in question. Correctly, I actually had. Here, I'm going to circle. How big is that? Okay. Come on. Oop, nope, not that. That one. This layer. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Layers exist. Okay. Oh, I gotta remember that this is... Let's see about that. If you mean it fails in the fact of it can be exploited, or do you mean it just in general? Gonna leave it there for right now. Deal with it. Deal with the additions to the axe later. Okay. I think I don't want to draw him. No. I like that one. I kind of want to pull it a little bit further down. Yes, they could theoretically do so. That is correct. And that is one of the plot elements. Nah, get away from it. That is one of the thought processes and one of the things that's actually being explored in the world itself. As said, there's a lot of things happening, and it's supposed to be a kind of semi-realistic portrayal of how people would interact with magic if it was a living, breathing thing. I told you the idea was of the story was to kind of interact with our connections with one another and how we could work together between all of it. And like that is one of the things that we have to learn how to do, and the blatant manipulation of such is actually something that they have to deal with in the story. It's one of the reasons why they go against the king. It's one of the things that happen that shows them how horrible the king is and what the king is doing. Though I do understand the comment of, as magic could technically end, it is a failure of magic, but if it's built into the story as a part to show that flaw, is that... I don't think it's quite right to say that magic as a concept fails for that. I think it depends on what the story is about and the concepts trying to be portrayed with magic of that ilk. Because one of the things that could be happening in a story like that is the disappearance of magic because people were greedy or angry or manipulative, and they did things that would lead to the downfall of magic. I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just a comment of, well, but that could end. It's like, that's the point. It could potentially end. Or it has ended, etc. Flatten that head out a little bit. I think. Because that's not even... So, a story like mine with the way that it's being done, yeah, isn't the first of its kind. And I'm not even going to pretend that it is. And there's also plenty of stories that have worlds where their magic is dependent upon one specific thing, and that thing that dies, well, that cuts off all magic. And it is possible to destroy it. As said, I personally don't think that... I personally just, I said I don't agree. I think that it all depends on the story itself and what purpose is supposed to play for it, you know? If in the world magic is absolutely essential to literally everything that they're doing, or is essential to the point of nothing else could live without it, of which certain things in my world, yes, require magic to exist, but not all things. For example, satyrs don't require magic to exist, dwarves don't, people don't, like humans don't. No. It's in the name. And it's still a concept in of itself. It's not the same idea, you know? It's like asking if Lord of the Rings could survive if there wasn't a Could Lord of the Rings survive if there wasn't a journey? The world, no, would not survive if there wasn't that journey in the first place. And also, it wouldn't make a very good story. Shoot, it's about time for me to head out. Okay, well, I think I have to cut it there, actually, because I have to head on out to collect my fiance from work. So, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for talking to me about that. Actually, it gives me good points, and I'll need to definitely look into some of my world building. So, thank you so much, Bucky. Have a good evening.